Example 1. If tan theta is -5/3 and theta is in quadrant 2, find each function value. Okay, so let's find the following values if we have the given function value that we have here. So it's very simple. We're just going to apply the values and then we'll derive the answer. Okay, so first of all, we can use the fact that we can use Pythagorean identity. You can also use a right angle triangle if you want, but we use an identity that relates the tangent and secant function. Okay, so since we are looking, we have secant, so let's use an identity that relates sine and secant. Okay, so we have a tan theta equals to -5/3. Theta is in second quadrant. Do you know the interval of the angle between the second quadrant? They are strictly greater than 90 and strictly less than 180. So it means you know which one is positive or negative there now. Tan is negative there, that's why it is negative. So our cosine is also negative there, so only sine is positive there. So it is good that you know these intervals and be able to tell which is positive or negative. So we are going to use an identity that relates to find a. So this is the question number 1. So to solve a, we want to find sec theta. So go to our fundamental identity. Which one relates sine theta and sec theta? So this identity. So we'll use that identity. So it means that tan square theta plus 1. So tan square theta plus 1 equals to sec square theta, right? So tan square theta, substitute our value, 5/3 square plus 1 equals to sec square theta. Okay, so this is 25/9 plus 1 equals to sec square theta. So if we solve that, we have 25 plus 9 all over 9 equals to sec square theta. Okay, so this will be 34/9 equals to sec square theta. Okay, so if we take the square root of both sides, so of course we are going to learn soon that if we have this thing, sec square theta is the same thing as sec theta all squared. Okay, so that's why we are treating it like that. So this implies that sec square theta equals to 34/9. So therefore sec square theta, let's write it normally so you can understand now. Sec theta all squared equals to 34/9. So if we take the square root of both sides, we have a square root of sec theta all squared equals to plus or minus square root of 34/9. Okay, and then you know we can break this down. Square root of 34 over square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So square and square root cancel each other here. And then we have sec theta. So therefore sec theta equals to plus or minus 34 all over 3. Okay, so since theta is in second quadrant and secant is 1 over cosine, so since cosine is negative, secant will also be negative. So taking the answer in second quadrant, we have that secant equals to minus square root of 34 all over 3, and that is the answer. So we take the answer with respect to the quadrant. So the next one is sine theta. So which identity do you think we can use here? Which identity can we use? Okay, so we can do manipulation here. So we are looking for sine theta in B. Sine theta. So we are going to use manipulation. You know that tan theta equals to sine theta all over cos theta, right? Fantastic. And that from what we just simplified, So from a from a we have sec theta equals to minus root 34 over 3. So and then theta is 1 over cos theta equals to minus root 34 over 3. So if we turn it upside down, we have that cos theta equals to minus 3 all over square root of root 34. So let's leave it for now. Let's not rationalize, but we're still going to rationalize that. Okay, so we are going to use this substitution here. So identity requires a lot of thinking and manipulation. So that's why it seems hard, but it's not hard. Just know how to manipulate. So here we have tan theta equals to sine theta over cos theta. So and then if we cross multiply, we have that sine theta equals to tan theta multiplied by cos theta. Tan theta is minus 5 over what? Minus 5 over 3 multiplied by cos theta, which is minus 3 over square root of 34. So 3 goes in 3, minus times minus is plus, and then we have 5 over square root of 34. If we now rationalize to 34 over root 34, so that would be 5 root 34 all over 34, and that is the value of sine theta. Do you understand? Sine is positive in the second quadrant, so we don't need to put any sign. Sine already showed that it is positive. So let's take the last one, cot minus theta, negative angle. Remember that to work with a negative angle, you have to convert it to positive angle first, right? Good. So let's work with this and see what we have, okay? Alright, so let's see the answer here. C, cot minus theta. So cot minus theta is the same thing as 1 over tan minus theta. Okay. So tan minus theta, tan is also an odd function. Let me give you that tip. So note, so tan is an odd function. Okay. That is i.e. tan minus theta is equals to minus tan theta. Okay, so we can just apply it here instead of using negative angles because we don't know the value of theta, so it's going to be complex. So let's just use our identity. Okay, so if now let's simplify this. So this value will be equal to minus 1 over tan theta. Okay, if we apply this identity here, and then this will be minus or 1 divided by minus 5 divided by 3, which is minus 1 multiplied by minus 3 over 5, and that is 3 over 5. Okay, so therefore cos minus theta equals to 3 over 5, and that is the answer. So this is how you use identity to simplify expressions, and this is how it works. Okay.